Afternoon. Anybody there? Afternoon, Deborah. How are you? Hi, Jenny. Thanks for joining us. Afternoon, Chrissy. I've just posted a link, pinned a link to the category for today's live. Hello, Dawn. How are you? Is everyone well? Having a good day? If you can share this for me, this live, that would be fantastic. Thank you. So if you can share it on your timeline, share it in any Facebook groups that you're a member of, anything like that, just to get the word out there, that would be wonderful. Afternoon, everyone. Say hello if you want to shout out. And then we shall crack on. Just gone 2 o'clock. Everyone okay? Are you all good? I think I've got everything I need today. Got all my goodies around me. Bit of a frog in my throat today. Right, so I'll make a start. There's a few people on, so anyone else that joins later can catch up, I'm sure. So, hello everyone. My name is Gavin, and this is a sample card that I did. I based it on one of Julie Hickey's sample cards from the latest collection, the Celebration 2020 collection. I don't know if it's one that Julie did or one of her design team, but I really like the colours on it, and the simplicity of it. It's quite a simple card, but so it's quite easy for you to do if you need to do a card for someone in particular. It's easy to personalise as well. As you can see, this one is going to be for my niece. Her birthday's in December, I think, December. So so I'm going to give this to her for her birthday, and I doubt if she'll be watching this. So hopefully she isn't. Otherwise, it'll spoil the surprise. So yeah, so I'll show you the stamps that are in the collection, or stamps and die set. So the first one is the one that I've got on the background, which is a really nice stamp set, this one. All Julie Hickey's stamps are photopolymer. They're all a really good thickness as well, really good quality. So they're not cheapy acrylic ones. They're proper photopolymer stamps, and they're really good quality. So this one, it's sort of like an A6 size stamp, and this one's called Birthday Background Stamp Set, and it's got a really nice, just simple font, and it's just got lots of words all to do with happy birthday on there. all sorts of different things, and little hearts and things like that. So that's a nice one. So that's that. We also got, this is a smaller one, so this is one of the smaller stamp sets. So this will probably be around about the A7 size, I suppose. That's the Daisy Tag stamp set, which is another nice one. It's got the same sort of wording on there as well as the background stamp. Hello Mum, how are you? Carol Warmer is my mum. So she's come on as well. Yeah, so the next one is another A7 size stamp set. This one is called Birthday Best Wishes. And you've got two nice stamps in this one. One that says wishing you a wonderful birthday, and then one that says sending best wishes to you. So they're two separate stamps. And a really nice sort of swirly font on that one. So I do like that. This one is one of my favourites, and it's been a popular one in the shop as well. And this is the mandala stamp set. So it's a really nice mandala flower design there. And I have actually done another card based on another one of Julie's designs, so I'll show you that a bit later. But it's also got these sentiments, which are fab. They're very similar to the Ticket Tape-tastic sentiments that Phil Martin Sentimentally Yours have brought out recently. The font is slightly different, but it's the same sort of concept. So instead of stamping out the positive part, the wording, it actually stamps out the negative. So the actual wording is sort of not there really. So whatever colour you stamp it onto. So if you look at this one, because I stamped it onto black card, you can actually see that the wording is black as well. If you stamped it onto a white card, then the wording would be white, and so you probably wouldn't see it very well, especially if you stamped it, if you embossed it in white. But any colour that you stamp it in, that's what you'll see through, so that's quite nice. You could do sort of gradient effects and things like that, which would be nice. So that one's one of the bigger stamp sets, and you've got sending love, happy birthday, best wishes, and thank you on there. So it covers a lot of different things, and the mandala is really nice. You can decoupage that up and do all sorts of nice techniques with that. And then the last two that are in the set are the Friendship Flower stamp set and the Friendship Flower die set. I haven't had a go at these yet, so that's on my list to have a play with. But the die set is designed to coordinate with the stamp set, so you can stamp it out and then die cut it, or die cut it and then stamp it, whichever way you prefer. And it just makes it easier rather than having to fussy cut around it or whatever. So on the stamp set you get the flowers, you get the heart. This is quite nice as well. It's a bit same sort of font as on the background stamp. So you get some nice words on there about friendship and sending love and all that sort of stuff. And then some other sentiments and a little tag. So really nice little stamp set that is. So we've got all of those in stock. We ordered the full bundle with Julie Hickey. If we buy the full bundle, if we buy 20 of each, then we get a full set of samples as well, which is brilliant, because then it means that we can actually do samples and show you them in Facebook Lives and things like that, and do lots of samples for the shop. So we've got plenty in stock. You can buy them individually. They're all on the website. You just click on the link that I pinned at the bottom of the live. They're all on the website, or if you just go to the website, they're on the front page as well. And we are doing a deal as well. So we're doing a deal for all 6, so the die and then the 5 stamp sets, for $39.99, and there's free postage on that as well. I don't know if anyone is a fan of Hochanda and they saw Julie on Hochanda yesterday, but Hochanda were doing a deal. Obviously, if you're in I think if you're in the Freedom Club, then it's it does work out slightly cheaper. But the thing with the Freedom Club is you still got to pay for it in the first place. So anyone that isn't in the Freedom Club, it's cheaper to buy it from us. Simple. So that's those. So what I'm gonna be using today, I'm gonna be using the birthday background stamp. and I'm also going to be using the the birthday wishes stamp from the mandala stamp set as well. But if you've got any of Phil's ticket tape-tastic ones, you could use those as well. That would be just as good. Any questions? Shout out. Well, thank you, Deborah. It is a very good price, isn't it? We do like to do good offers if we can. So I've done a lot of the prep already, just because it's things like die cutting and stuff like that. So if I work from the back, I've already created my card blank. So this is just a card blank like that, which I have made using, surprise surprise, Sentimentally Yours from the Stately collection, the double debossed rounded corner rectangles. Anyone that's seen any of my lives knows that I absolutely love this die set, and I've used it in loads of projects. I just like the fact that it's rounded corner. I like rounded corners because it softens the look, and the double debossed gives a really nice, just an interesting effect as well. It's something a bit different, so I've used that quite a lot. And what I've done is I've actually used the second die in, second from the out, from the biggest, so second biggest, is that right? I don't know, whatever. The second one there, and I have just folded a sheet of card in half, and then I've actually put it through my machine, and then just left a little bit of an edge over on the left hand side, which means that the left edge then doesn't actually fully die cut, so you don't end up with two separate sheets of card. It actually ends up folding in the middle. So that's what I've done with that. Easy squeezy. And then I've also got, for my middle layers, I've got a piece of the black, which is the fourth one in, and then one slightly smaller than that is my sheet of white, and that is the fifth one in. So the black, my card blank is 300, our standard 300 gram card that we sell in the shop. I don't think you can get it out of an A4. No, I mean, you might be able to squeeze it out of an A4 sheet, but this was actually out of one of our SRA3 sheets that we sell in the shop. Just gives you a bit of extra space for manoeuvrability and any cock-ups. Ooh, what's Chrissy said? Those dies are fab and cut so well too, Gavin. Yes, they do. They are very nice. So, I won't keep looking at the comments because I'll get all confused. So, yeah. So this is our pick a mix black card. So I think this is around about. I'm not sure if it's 300 gram or just slightly less than that. But because it's just for matting and layering, you could use a thinner card if you wanted. And then the final piece, which is my smallest piece, this one is our 300 grams super smooth card. Because I'm going to be doing some blending on it, it does blend really well with the super smooth, not super smooth. Okay, so that's from those dies. And then the only other thing I've done as well is the wording for personalising it. I've actually used Julie Hickey's lowercase alphabet die set. So anyone that has bought Julie Hickey's lowercase alphabet die set, easy for me to say. One thing I did discover, I'm not sure where it comes from, whether it's from China or if it's in the UK, I'm not sure actually. But one thing I did notice was I'm not sure if it was an issue when they actually made the dies, but they mixed the B's and the D's up. So I've actually got that around the wrong way as well, haven't I? That's how it came. It came with the the B's there, or the D's there, and the B's there. Because when you think about it, when you actually cut that out, that is a D, whereas that is a B. Because I cocked up. Anyone saw my post a while ago, I die cut the word friend, and it ended up being fremb with a B. Because the dies were mixed up. So the B's and the D's were round the wrong way, and then also the P's and the Q's were round the wrong way. So I think I've actually moved the P's and the Q's so that they're round the right way. Yeah, so those ones actually look, if they look right, then they're wrong, if you know what I mean. So those two are P's, and then that's a Q. So I've put mine round the right way now, so I don't get mixed up. So that's something to bear in mind if you do ever buy these, is until they sort out the packaging, you might end up having to shuffle them around a bit. So that was what I did the personalisation with, was just the lowercase alphabet die set, which is really nice die set. I love the font on that, and it all sort of matches as well with everything else that Julie Hickey does. So I think she does an uppercase alphabet as well, which we will be getting in sometime soon, but that's the lowercase one. Right, so first thing I need to do is I need to stamp my birthday background wording onto my piece of card. There's two ways of doing it. You can either stamp it onto a bigger piece of card and then die cut it out afterwards, or you can do it this way. It's probably a bit easier to stamp on a bigger piece and then die cut it afterwards, because then there's more chance you'll be able to line it up properly. But just to save time and just to make it a bit easier, I've already die cut this sheet. So I'm going to just use, because I'm going to be heat embossing, I'm going to use my anti-static pad just to get any sticky fingerprints or greasy marks or anything like that off of my sheet, like so. And then I tend to turn it sideways so that I can line it up a bit better. And I'm going to be using white embossing powder and a watermark ink pad. This is the Spectrum Noir watermark ink pad, which works fine, no problems at all. I've had good results with this. Who's asking about something there? Beverly. What's Beverly asking? Right, I'll look at that later. So anyone that's got any other of the watermark ink pads, there's the Isink one, there's Perfect Medium, Versamark, all sorts of different ones. Any of those would do. So what I'm going to do, and this is my ink blending mat, my A3 ink blending mat that I've got underneath here. I wouldn't advise using this if you're doing any heat embossing, because it can buckle with the heat. As long as you keep it away from the mat, you're fine. But because I'm going to be doing some ink blending in a minute, that's why I've got this mat here. So I'm just going to ink up all of the stamp. Make sure I've got a nice coating of ink all over. If you wanted to do more of a distressed look, then you could ink it up much more roughly, and then you just have little bits of the wording everywhere. So that's that. I'm going to stamp it onto my piece of card and make sure I don't drop it, because when I did my sample I ended up dropping it. Try and line it up as well as possible. Try not to put my head in the camera. And then just give it a good press down. Make sure my ink, my embossing powder is ready. Now this embossing powder that I've got, it is a white embossing powder, but it's got little bits of sparkle in it and little bits of fluff in it and all sorts of things in there. So I'm going to have to treat myself to a new one very soon. We've got Phil Martin's superfine white embossing powder in the shop. So I will grab one of those, I think, next time I'm there. So stamped it on there and then just pour my powder all over. Just try that again, put some more on. To make sure I've got a nice coating on there. And then just gently tap it off. Doesn't seem to have picked it up in certain places. It's probably because I'm doing a Facebook Live. It never does work properly when I'm doing a Facebook Live. There we are, anyway. That'll do. My trusty piece of folded paper that I always use. Put my lid on and then put that to the side for the moment. So then I just need to give this a quick blast with my heat tool. And I'm probably going to go from the top just to make it a bit quicker. On the first one I did, I actually went from underneath, but just to make it a bit quicker, I'll go from the top. It does take quite a while to emboss. This tool that I've got here is only a 1-speed as well, so if you have a 2-speed heat tool, then the higher speed is usually better for using on embossing. Yeah, for some reason it hasn't picked up the bottom very well at all. I probably didn't ink it enough or something. This is the boring bit. I'll turn it round before I burn my fingers. Nearly there, just a little bit more to go. Now I think that's everything. Exactly, and it's going to be vintage or distressed. See, and you can, there's a, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of glitter in there as well. So anyway, we shall crack on. So the next thing I need to do, on the first one I actually used pigment ink pads. Surprise, surprise, my favourite ink pads, which are the Harmony opaque pigment ink pads by Spectral Noir. I love these ink pads, they're really nice. So I think I used, I think it was fuchsia and ocean blue on this one, but I think it was fuchsia, yes. But on this one I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to do some different colours this time, just for a bit of interest. So so on this one I shall use crushed velvet and parakeet. Parakeet is a lovely colour. I absolutely love this colour. It's gorgeous. It's like it's a bit of a sort of a tealy sort of colour. And the reason I've gone for those two colours is because I'm going to be using some of the rainbow pearls. I wanted to find some colours that would actually go quite well with those. So I think those two colours are going to go really well with those rainbow pearls. So I've got two smoothies. You could use smoothies, you can use your ink blending tools. Keep finding embossing powder all over the place. You could use ink blending tools, you could use blending brushes. We've got some of these, we've got the small ones and the big ones in the shop, and they're on the website as well, so you could use those as well. But I'm going to use the smoothies today. And I think I will go, shall I go with the purple on the top? Yeah, I'm going to go with purple on the top. Oh, look at that, lovely colour. Ooh, very nice. So, get a bit of the ink on my smoothie. Where was the top? That's the top side. And then gently apply the ink all over the card, and I'm going to go roughly to the middle, and then what I want to try and do is sort of fade out, try not to bend the card as well, which I always tend to do, and try and fade it out so that it is a bit paler in the middle bit, so when it comes to doing the transition it's a bit more subtle. Lovely colour that is. Yeah, just a bit darker, and that'll go nicely with, I think I'll match nicely with those as well. So that's my crushed velvet. And then on the bottom part I'm going to use parakeet. So I'll move over a bit and then get my parakeet. Oh, look at that colour. Oh, you see that? Oh, isn't that lovely? Such a really nice tealy sort of tealy colour. It is like a tealy colour. Really nice. So just work my way up. And then just sort of blend the middle bit a little bit, so you can't see any of the white. Just a nice smooth transition. Ooh, starting to get it all over my fingers, like I always do. Lovely colours they are, really like that parakeet colour. It's gorgeous. There we are. So yeah, so it didn't quite pick up the text so clearly down the bottom there, but but no matter, no matter. So because these are water-based inks, I can just use my spritzer bottle and just give my blending mat a bit of a wipe, and then they come off nicely. And the same with my stamp. That's the clear sticky ink is water-based as well, so I can just give that a quick spritz and a quick wipe. While I'm talking about cleaning stamps as well, I'm very excited because we have got a new stamp cleaner in the shop, and it does work really well, and the most important thing about it is it smells lovely. So I shall show you that now, because this stamp I actually used VersaFine on before today to do my second sample card that I shall show you in a bit. And so VersaFine, because it's an oil-based ink, it does tend to leave a bit of a residue on the ink on the stamp. But up until now, I've been a bit concerned about using any of the ink cleaners, because some of them are, they only advise that you use them on rubber stamps. Very dark in here, isn't it? Why is it so dark? So we found one that you can actually use on clear stamps as well. So you can use it on these are photopolymer, so you can use it on those, because sometimes the ink cleaners can be a bit too harsh, and they actually eat into the stamp and can damage it. So the one we've got is the Ranger Archival Ink Cleaner, and as I said, smells lovely. It's got quite a sort of a it's like a citrusy sort of smell. It's really nice. So it says you'll be able to clean it all. Water-based, permanent, pigment and solvent inks. So these are pigment inks. I tend to just use water with. But if you leave the pigment on there for a while, it can stain your stamp a little bit. So this cleaner will clean that off as well. But you can use it with solvent inks. So things like well, I'm not sure about stays on. Probably stays on, but VersaFine and things like that, and I'm going to try it with archival and all that sort of stuff. You can use it on rubber and clear stamps, so that's the important thing, is the fact that you can use it on clear stamps as well. So we do have some of those bottles in the shop, and it's on the website as well. I think I'll put it in the new arrivals or new in section. Archival ink cleaner, so it's brilliant. Really happy with that at the moment. So, right, because I blended on top with the pigment inks, I'm just gonna get a piece of kitchen towel and just gently rub over the top, just to bring out the text as much as I can. As you can see, it does start to come off onto your kitchen towel. So just gently rubbing off some of the excess, it just helps to bring out the wording a bit more. There we are, so that's that sorted. Oh, I think I've just answered Ian's question there. Mum says she uses soap and water. Soap and water for what? What, to clean your face? You can't use soap and water with solvent inks, for example, because they are waterproof. So that's why the archival ink cleaner is going to be better for things like that. So that's my background ready. So what I might do is pop that onto there straight away, might as well. So I'll use my trusty high-tack all-purpose glue. This is our PVA glue that we love. So I'm getting a bit low on this, so it's going to take a while to roll through. But the good thing about this glue is it never bungs, never clogs in the actual nozzle, because it's got a silicone bung. It makes it completely airtight. Come on. And it never clogs. Might take a while to actually move down into the nozzle, but it doesn't clog, which is amazing. Right, so I should just put that right in the middle of my piece of black. Make sure it's nice and pushed down. I do like to make sure things are stuck properly. I hate it when I see people doing demos and they just stick it on and don't actually push it down properly. It's like, push it down! There we are. So that's that part. So what should I do next? Right, while I've still got my pigment inks and my smoothies here, I shall... what I did on my first card as well is I just went around the edge just with the same colour as I'd done at the bottom there. So I shall do the same with this one. I think I'll go in with the parakeet because I do love the parakeet colour. It's really nice. So basically just going around the edge with my my smoothie or your blending tool, whatever you've got. And this is just using the ink that's still in the smoothie, not adding any more. Because it does tend to hold it for a while, and it does last a long time, the pigment inks, but it just gives it an extra bit of interest rather than just being plain. I think, and the other reason I did it on my first one was because I had a bit of a black mark on my first one, so I wanted to cover it up as well. So there's always a reason, and there's always a way of covering up your mistakes. There we are. So, but I think that looks quite nice. It just gives it a bit of an extra border, a bit of extra definition. So just clean this up so I don't get messy. Always good to clean as you go. La, 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 la. There we are, nice and clean. So then I shall put this onto my base card. If you wanted to, you could raise it up with foam pads or foam tape. Oh, put my glue. I tend not to use foam pads and foam tape very much because I'm always conscious about the fact that if anything is too thick, you can't send it in the post for a reasonable price. It ends up being ridiculously expensive. You have to send it as a large letter. So make sure my card's around the right way. And then I shall pop that onto there, right in the middle. There we are. So that's my topper stuck onto my card base. Like that. Make sure I put my bung back on so it doesn't dry out. And then I'm going to emboss my birthday wishes. So just another piece of a black card. This time I'm going to be using the Acrylic Circles. These are from Sentimentally Yours, and I absolutely love these. You get a set of 3. If I can just grab them out of my drawer here, I can show you. Yeah, you get a set of 3 of them. 3 different sizes. And in the pack. But because they're round, they just, and because they're quite thick and they've got the little sort of the groove in the middle, they just, you can just hold them really well. Sometimes the thinner ones and some of the bulky, thicker ones can be a bit too bulky and a bit too square. Whereas these ones are just lovely for, you know, for just small stamps or something that's relatively small. So I'm in love with those at the moment as well. Now where have I put my stamp set? There we are. So I'm going to use birthday wishes again. So slide that out. Birthday wishes. And you can see the thickness on these stamps. Same sort of thickness as Sentimentally Yours stamps. So they're obviously a really good quality. So birthday wishes, I'm just going to pick that up in the centre of my block, and it fits just nicely in there. I think that's about the longest one in the set as well. I think the mandala is just a little bit too big, so you wouldn't be able to get the mandala within that acrylic block, but all the sentiments go nicely in there as well, which is fab. So then I've got my piece of card. I'm going to anti-static as well. Make sure my embossing powder is ready, and my ink. So then I'm just going to gently ink up the stamp. Like that. Stamp it sort of there. Give it a nice firm push. Because these are really good quality stamps and they're photopolymer, they don't sort of squish too much. There we are, so that's that. Chuck my embossing powder on. There we are. So you can see from this that all the white areas are where it's stamped, and anything that's black hasn't been stamped. So that sort of gives you an idea of how these stamps work. So that's that. Put my lid back on my embossing powder. Give my stamp a quick clean with some water. Clean as you go, clean as you go. Is anyone else doing any crafting today? Is it crafternoon for you? And has everyone shared my live? If you haven't, if you can share it on your timelines for me, please, that would be fabulous. And if you did want to watch any of our lives back, you can either watch them on Facebook. Just go onto our Facebook group and look for the live tab, and then if you click on that, all of our lives are on there. And if you wanted to watch them on YouTube, you can do that as well. You go to YouTube and search for, I think we're under Valleycraft Limited. Valleycraft Ltd, and then there's 37, I think there's about 37 lives on there, and there'll be 38 by the time I uploaded this one. Just give this a quick heat. Hard trying to see it. Ah, it's all melted. Oh, thank you for sharing, peeps. Do appreciate it. There we are. So that's my birthday wishes, nicely embossed. So then I'm going to... I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm going to cut around it and just try and do a little bit of a border. I'm terrible at doing this. I can't cut in a straight line very well, and it's a bit too small to put through my paper trimmer, so I'm just gonna hope for the best. Ian did the last one for me because he's much better at cutting straight lines than me. See, I still haven't. It was all wiggly woggly, but there we are. Yeah, completely wonky, but there we are. It's a distressed card anyway, this one, so it's supposed to be a little bit off, isn't it? I want to try and get that a bit smaller so I can... Oh, I always hold my breath when I'm cutting as well, so... Right, that'll do. So bring my card back in again. So then what? And then the only other thing I've done is I've actually already die cut my letters. And then what I'm going to use is my fabulous little Sentimentally Yours pickup tool. This pickup tool is fabulous, really good. It's got I think it comes in a pack of 2. You get it's like a wax nib on the end there, so you have to be careful that you don't sort of squash it or put it in the sun or anything, because it'll melt. So you've got a little ball tool on the one side which helps you to sort of move things around, and then on the other side you've got the wax nib, and this works really well for picking up anything. So you can pick up pieces of cards. So many little die cuts here that I've done. I got me happy. Just picks them up really easily. So you just touch the surface of what you want to pick up. So that's really handy. Obviously you can use it for your pearls as well. So when it comes to doing my pearls, I'll be able to pick those up and put them down. So what I thought I would do on this one, rather than doing a name, because this one I've done for my niece Lily. I love the name Lily, it's fab, isn't it? So that's for Lily. But I couldn't decide on what name to do this one. So I thought rather than doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do happy and then birthday wishes, which I'm going to put down the bottom. Because I thought that sort of makes sort of sense, doesn't it? Happy birthday wishes. Don't you think? Yes. So I'm going to use my fine glue for this one. Just have a quick swig of vodka. So yeah, I'm going to use my little fine nozzle applicator ones for this. I also need a pair of tweezers, and then I think I'm going to lay them out roughly where I want them first of all. I think that's a good idea. So I'm thinking about putting happy at the top, and then the birthday wishes piece bit at the bottom. So make sure that I'm putting it where I want it all. Make sure it's nicely lined up. Yeah, I quite like the happy actually, it's nice, isn't it? So Happy. Does anyone remember a television programme? I can't remember what it was called. It was a television programme. I'm not sure if it was in the 80s or something like that. And the theme tune was I'm H-A-P-P-Y, I'm H-A-P-P-Y. You get the idea. I don't know what it was though. It was based in a hospital or something. My mum would probably remember. There we are. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put the birthday wishes down the bottom. I could put it over the left hand side, or I could put it on the right hand side. I might put it on the left hand side, then it might sort of cover up some of my less than perfect stamping. So let's start with the Y. So get me glue. And my tweezers. What do you mean it's not vodka? You would keep telling me it's vodka, Ian. You mean you've been giving me water all this time? So the Y and the P's are going to go a little bit lower because they've got the little tails on them. So pick up my P. See, it makes it so much easier having the pickup tool as well, just to pick up my die cuts. And then use my tweezers. Try and line that up nicely. I'm a bit enthusiastic there. Pretty well lined up. It's very hard to tell when you're not completely over your work. A bit too high, so move that down a bit. Luckily there's a bit of wiggle room with this glue. If you wanted to use foam pads, that's quite nice. Or something else I did recently in one of my other lives. I did I think it was called an eclipse card, and I used some funky foam. I die cut some funky foam out of the letters, and then used that to raise up the letters a bit. This would be quite nice with the eclipse card technique, actually, die cutting the happy out of the top of this. Would be interesting, wouldn't it? That's the thing, there's all sorts of different things you can do. So that's my happy, and then I'm just going to get a little bit of foam tape, and I'm just going to put my sentiment on with that. Use 3D glue gel if you haven't got any foam tape. Peel my backing off, and then only when I laugh. God. Now, did Ian say something about putting it in the middle? I don't know if I want to put it in the middle. Ooh. Do you think in the middle or on the left? No, I think I'm going to put it off to the side. I like it off to the side. Yes, I'm going to put it on the, only when I laugh. God. Dear. I must have seen the reruns. Have they done any reruns of it? And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my rainbow pearls. These fab. These are a bit like Phil's ombre pearls, but Phil doesn't sell his ombre pearls to trade, so we can't get hold of them, so I've had to source them elsewhere. So there. So there's all sorts of different sizes. I think there's about four or five different sizes in these pearls, and because they're a mixture of colours, you get a couple of colours that sort of go well together, or contrast each other actually. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle a few all over my card, just for a bit of extra dimension and a bit of extra interest. I can't actually get them to turn over. There's a couple of really tiny ones there as well, so they're really nice. So I'm going to, what I tend to do is stick them on the card first of all, and then when I'm ready to actually glue them on, that's when I glue them into place. So just going to pop them at various places around my card, various sizes. Try not to think about it too much. Try to keep it relatively random. And then maybe one more. Which one? No, I've used that size already. I want which size do I want? That one? That one over there. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? I think. Yeah, so then move them to the side a bit, and then I'm just gonna pick them up and glue them back down again. So a little blob of glue, tiny little bit of glue, and then I like doing this. This is nice, this is, because it's nice and simple. Just adds a little bit of a finishing touch. And obviously having the pickup tool makes it so much easier as well. And one over there. I think if I can find the old. And let me just put these away so I don't lose them all. So I think we've got 4 different colour tones in these, but they're on the website as well if anyone's interested. Da, da, da. Yeah, so that's the rainbow pearls, which are fab, and they'll last ages as well. There we are. So that's my second take on this card from today. So I've done happy and then birthday wishes down there. The only other thing I did on my first card, I got the birthday wishes and then I've personalised it with Lily. And the only other thing I've done is I've actually done a sentiment inside. So I've used one of the verses that we had, I think it was from Crafter's Companion. We had some birthday verses, and I've actually inked it up in the 2 different colours on that using the smoothies as well, and then stamped that on the inside just to finish it off. I could have stamped in black, but I thought, no, it'd be nice to just do it to carry the colours through. So it's quite similar colours actually. The the crushed velvet is a little bit more purple, and then the parakeet is quite similar to the blue actually, isn't it? The ocean blue, but just not quite the same. There we are. So that's my 2 cards I've done there. Do we like? Nice and simple, easy to do, easy to change around and personalise, all that sort of stuff. Yes, I hope she will, Mum. Don't tell her about it. I'm sure she won't see it anyway. Then the only other card that I wanted to show you, I've done, I did a, this was based on another one of Julie's samples. It's come out completely differently because I've used craft card on the back, and I think on hers she actually hand cut out around the mandala, whereas I've just die cut it out with a circle die. Looks just as nice. I've embossed it with the black as well, and then I've used I think it's Phil's watercolour pens on the backing there. Spritzed it with water, and I've actually used the Sentimentally Yours hot press watercolour card as well, because it takes the water really well. So I've used those to actually colour the mandala in as well. So that was using that mandala set and the same background as well, same background stamp. So different card. And I think I used the copper embossing powder as well, which was lovely. If you can see the copper on there, really nice. Anyway, so that's the live for today. Hasn't taken too long, has it? So as I said, the full collection is on the website, or you can just pick and choose if there's a particular one that you wanted. We've got plenty in stock. If you're ordering the full collection, it's $39.99 and there's free delivery. So any orders over $39.99 when you shop on our website are free delivery now anyway. Anything under that is just $2.99 for your full order. So it's not $2.99 per item or anything like that. It's $2.99 for your full order. Good stuff. So thank you for watching. I think Ian, we weren't supposed to be doing a demo this week, but I just couldn't not, because I wanted to show off these new stamps. I think Ian might be doing one next week. Can't remember what on. Not sure if he's going to do another one on the Crafters Inspiration magazine, because we've still got a few copies of that left. So he might be doing some more inspiration on that. Or it might be something else. I might be completely wrong. So thank you for watching, everyone. I will go back afterwards and have a look through all the comments, because I probably missed all sorts of different things. So if I've missed you, sorry, but thank you for watching. So like and share all our posts. Anything you can do to help will be fabulous. And what else was I going to say? No, I think that's it. And the other thing is I'll upload this video to YouTube afterwards as well, so if you want to watch it back on YouTube you can. And if you do watch it on YouTube, please like and subscribe as well to our channel. Okie dokie, thank you very much everyone, and take care, and we shall see you all soon. Bye!